Tesla stock ran from 297.38 to 342.27. A bounce of roughly 15%. Was 300 the bottom? Does this keep going? Let us check that against the charts. Good morning, this is Ken. Here is the conclusion first. The short-term bounce is confirmed. The medium-term trend reversal is not. Bounce confirmed, reversal unconfirmed. That one distinction is what today is about. Price reclaimed the 20-day moving average and the 4-hour RSI is in the 60s. Even so, sellers showed up at 351 and both the 50-day and 200-day averages are still overhead. What separates the next phase are 3 levels, 350, 371 and 406. On the downside, losing 329 opens up 320 tie, and after that a retest of $300. One note first. Every figure today comes from charts built on August 15, 2026. The daily close was 342.27. Even if price has moved since, the moving averages and RSI values are from August 15. Update only the current price and you are comparing two different dates. Start with what got better. Price reclaimed the 20-day moving average. The 4-hour RSI recovered into the 60s. On a weekly basis, 328.58 to 340.27 is a gain of 4.7%. Short-term buying pressure genuinely stepped up. Look at the 4-hour RSI. It currently reads 60.46. In late July, it fell into the 20s, deep in oversold territory. From there, it crossed back above the neutral 50 line and pushed into the 60s. Short-term momentum has clearly improved. Now the daily RSI. That one reads 48.82, still slightly below the neutral 50 line. It recovered a long way from below 30 in late July, but it stalled just short of 50. Same stock, different numbers. Why? Because they measure different lengths of time. The 4-hour chart reflects the last few days of momentum. The daily chart reflects the last several weeks. So recent momentum has returned, but the multi-week trend has not. That is exactly where this sits. On to the moving averages. The 20-day sits at 329.14. The 320.27 close is about 4% above it. The 20-day is the average closing price of the last 20 sessions. Roughly speaking, it approximates what buyers over the past month paid. Price moving above it means those recent buyers are starting to come out of the red. Here is the part that matters. Price cleared the 20-day, but the 20-day itself is still sloping downward. Price rose above a falling line. That is a short-term improvement. It is not a change in the direction of the line. Now, the upside. On August 15, price reached 351.26 intraday. It closed at 342.27. That is $9 given back from the high. Sellers were waiting around 350. Be careful here. A single upper wick does not establish a firm resistance level. What it does establish is that 350 to 351 is the first level to test. Clear it on a daily close, hold it for several days, and that becomes the next confirmation. Above that is the 50-day moving average, 371.09. That is 8.4% above the close. If the 20-day is about a month, the 50-day is roughly 2.5 months. It is a standard line for reading the medium-term trend, and it too is currently pointing down. Does clearing the 50-day confirm a medium-term reversal? No. Reclaiming it is a necessary condition for medium-term improvement. It is not a sufficient one. What matters is whether price can stay above it afterward. Higher still is the 200-day moving average, 406.08, that is 18.6% above the close. The 200-day is roughly 10 months of average price, and it is the standard line for the long-term trend. While price sits below it, the long-term picture is still a downtrend. Long-term recovery only gets called after this level is reclaimed. Line the 3 up. 350 is 2.6% away. 371 is 8.4% away. 406 is 8.6% away. After a 15% bounce, that is still the distance remaining, which is why the phrase is bounce confirmed, reversal unconfirmed. Step back to the weekly chart. This week gained 4.17%, but the week before printed a large red candle. At the weekly level, this has not broken out of the downtrend structure. It is the first bar of a recovery attempt, no more than that. Volume is worth checking too. Daily volume came in at 45.43 million shares. Heavy selling showed up on the earnings day, but through the rebound that followed, volume has not risen notably. Price came back quietly. Now, the 4-hour volume delta. Volume delta expresses whether buying or selling dominated as a net figure. Positive means buyers led. Negative means sellers led. The most recent readings are positive. But before those, several large negative bars line up. The flip to positive is very recent. So the conclusion here is limited. A recent positive volume delta does not mean institutions are accumulating. Sustained accumulation would show volume rising on up days repeatedly. That has not appeared yet. 3 scenarios from here. Bullish first. Reclaim 350 to 351 on a daily close. Hold it for several days. Daily RSI moves above 50, and volume expands on up days. Line those 4 up and 371 becomes the next test. Neutral next. Price oscillates between roughly 329 and 351. It stays above the 20-day, but cannot clear $35. A range that decides whether the bounce continues or rolls over. Right now, this may be the most likely of the 3. Bearish last. A daily close below 329, then a test of 320.22, 323. If that fails too, a retest of the 300 area, which is a return to where the bounce started. Rather than guessing up or down, watch for conditions. Did 350 close above? After that, did it hold? Did the daily RSI cross 50? Did volume expand on up days? And is 329 still holding? To summarize, the 15% bounce is a fact. So is the 20-day reclaim and the 4-hour RSI improvement. Even so, the daily RSI is below 50, and both the 50-day and 200-day remain overhead. Bounce confirmed, reversal unconfirmed. Know which condition would change your view and take that into the week. That is all for today. If this video was useful, a like really helps. I post new videos here regularly, and if you follow along, you will have most of what matters about Tesla covered. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. Thank you for watching, and let us keep enjoying Tesla.
Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.